Hi everybody, Josh with mustbefit.net, here to tell you the secrets to looking 10 years younger. So I'm going to show you today how we're going to make a basic smoothie, and then we'll come back later for part 2 and cover some of the secret ingredients. So for right now, we're going to talk first what goes in. We've got 2 oranges, and if you're peeling your oranges, just a little tip, you might find a spoon works really well. I'm able to get a big section of skin off at one time using that. And I don't know if you're into really good dirt, making dirt, but if you are, you can compost. I recommend composting. So I'm putting all these extras, the orange peels and such, in this steel bucket over here, and then I end up burying it in the yard. Actually, that's not true. My son buries it in the yard. Highly recommend having an 18-year-old son who does that for you. Okay, so we've got 2 oranges, and I did this apple already, and 2 apples. I always take the stem off it. And then I usually cut them up to make it a little easier for the blender. You'll see I'm using the core and everything. So I was, 10 years ago I weighed 205 pounds. Today I weigh about 150 pounds. And I've been doing this particular recipe for 2 years. So I find it very effective for increasing my energy levels, which is one of the reasons that I switched to this kind of diet. Previously, I was typically eating leftovers for lunch, and I was a lot heavier, but it was kind of like eating 2 meals a day, or 2 dinners a day, and so this has really helped out. There's one of our bananas. Let's get these hands off because they're slimy. Okay, so, alright, let me grab this other one. Normally they're a little bit riper, so the peels come off just a little better. So you see I had to improvise just a little bit. There we go. I only like them to be just a little bit riper because they'll be just a little bit sweeter. Okay, let's blend that up. Let's go with it. Okay, so next we're going to use some kale. So I like to keep my kale and spinach in these tubs. I've already taken it, obviously I've taken this out, but just to show you this keeps it from getting really wet and damp and helps preserve it just a little bit longer, because especially spinach can get really slimy if you're not careful. I always tell people this is 2 cups, but I was told that maybe this is a little bit more than 2 cups. It's very individualized. There's nothing magical about this particular recipe per se in terms of the amounts. So just kind of adjust it how you see fit. And I've got someone, you probably can't see him in the video, which is fine, but my dog here, Fred, is sitting next to me waiting for this dog here. So kale stalks are actually very healthy for dogs and people. That's what I've been told. I believe it. Let's blend in the kale. And again, I call it 2 cups. How many cups is it? I don't really know, but a good handful. And sometimes I'll have, if I run out of kale, I don't mind making a pure spinach smoothie because they taste good. If I run out of spinach, or run out of spinach and have just kale, not so much, because kale is very bitter to me. This is our basic smoothie. As you just saw, 2 apples, 2 oranges, 2 bananas, 2 cups of kale, 2 cups of spinach. It has great availability, so it means it gets into your body better because everything is blended up, smoothed up. Now realize this is a smoothie, this is not a chunky. What do I mean by that? Well, Vitamix, this is a Vitamix blender. It's making a great smoothie. Everything is combined and mixed in. So previously I had another kind of blender, and I would have called it a chunky because the lesser quality machines just do not do smoothies very well. So keep that in mind. If yours doesn't look like this, that's a clue. So in the next video, I've got some secret ingredients that I'm adding based on what my nutritionist told me. These are things that you won't find usually on most of the posts that you see out there on the internet. So I invite you to come back and check out part 2.